if you don't mind me asking, where are you staying now that you're out?
I grew up in Redding, California. It's in Northern California. That's where I joined the Marines from. And then now that I got out, I'm back here. And then in about a month, I'm moving up to Oregon. So it's not the best hub for music by any means, but I'm also very, very obsessed with nature. Like that's like my other main passion. I love getting out into the trees and nature and just kind of like enveloping myself in that world. Like I really like backpacking. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like,
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up backpacking.
dude, it's so cool.
Yeah.
I love nature so much. And I got a good buddy up there. And that's another thing. I would say like my main passions are making music, going out into nature, and then making like really deep connections with people, like other human beings. I love deep talks. So if I can go out to nature with people that I'm close to and then listen to music at the same time, I'm just like, my soul is just like, oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I got a buddy up in Oregon, him and his girlfriend, and I'm gonna move up with them in about a month or so, and then live up there. And it's got really, really good nature up there. The music scene is all right. Like you got Portland, which is a big city, which has somewhat of a scene. I'll see what's up. But honestly, just like I would have fun just playing a small time show or whatever, and then keep going on the thing I'm doing, which is just like keep producing, keep the month to month going, just keep operating and keep an eye out. Now you can actually start networking and seeing what's up for like actual live shows. But yeah.
Nice. So you're not going to be living in Portland then, somewhere smaller.
Yeah. So I'm going to be living in near Ashland, Oregon. At least that's the plan right now. Ashland, Oregon. It's a little bit southern, and it's got the ocean over here, cool trees over here. Portland's about like I think 3-4 hours away, but I mean, if I'm playing a show, then that's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not bad. And then I also got there's a city called Chico in Northern California that I could go to as well, and also just LA. I could always fly down there because I got friends there and stuff. But yeah, no, if there's ever a venue and I get like booked, I'm going. I don't care. I'm flying out there, like that's, yeah.
100%. Quick aside, Northern California and then the Pacific Northwest as a whole, like some of the most beautiful nature.
Dude, yeah, it's nice, man.
You're blessed.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Colorado.
Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah. What'd you think of Colorado? Because I've heard it's nice over there.
It's fantastic. It's super dry, which is better for me overall. And then maybe an hour to get to the mountains. I grew up just outside Boulder. So yeah, super close to the mountains. I used to be able to take like a bus from like my house to like this little ski resort. So like every weekend in high school, I'd be like taking the bus up and skiing and yeah, doing things on the weekend with my friends and family in the mountains.
Dude, that's cool.
But now it's just prohibitively expensive.
Yeah. So how did you end up in Japan?
I just,
And why Japan?
it's a bit of a long story. Why Japan? It, completely on accident. Basically, after I graduated college, I kind of didn't know what to do. And I was like I was doing like live concert production and stuff like that. So like
Yeah.
stage handing and shit like that. And then I went and worked on a weed farm with one of my friends from college. And all these people there were like, yo, you should travel. Like, we've been all these places. Like, here's all these suggestions. And I was like, all right, I got a bunch of money now. So I'm just going to like go on like a 3-month trip to like Cambodia, and then ended up getting there and being like, I'm not going back.
Wow.
And so I just ended up in Vietnam, lived there, traveled to Europe a bit. And then a couple years down the road, I was like, I'm going to meet my brother. We're going to go meet halfway kind of in Japan, like do some skiing and travel around. And that was just before COVID. So
Dang.
like my brother left and I was going to hang out in Kyoto for a week and like work on producing and just like, soak in the creative, peaceful vibes.
Right.
And then a week later, like boom, all the borders closed. And so I was just like, I guess I'll just wait it out here for a little bit.
Wow, that's crazy.
Now it's been like over 3 years.
Dang.
Yeah.
So are you gonna stay?
I'm trying to leave at the end of this year. My visa expires in November.
Are you going back to the States or?
No. The plan now is to go back to Southeast Asia for a bit and hang out.
Dude, that's cool.
Save up some money.
That's really cool, man.
And then hopefully hop off to Europe, because it looks like probably thanks to Aim to Head and Moriton, but a lot of my listeners are in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So I figure if I want to move somewhere that's not the States and start playing more shows and, be doing in-person stuff, then it seems like a decent option.
Dude, yeah, Europe is popping over there, dude. Like over in like Hungary too. A lot of people over in Hungary, they get down to like dark clubbing stuff, or like
Yeah.
heavy clubbing stuff. And it's just like, I can tell because I've seen some videos and they have like they get it, you know what I'm saying? Like the crowd gets it, like they're really there and they're feeling the vibes. And it's like, dude, I go there, dude. Like, or like St. Petersburg or something. That'd be so sick.
Yeah. Yeah. Budapest is definitely on the list
Yeah.
as an option. I wonder, like, I was just digging through it a little while ago, a few days ago, like kind of thinking like, where should I go? What do I want to do? And a lot of people, they were like, yeah, like it's a nice city and everything, but like so many people are just like so angry because like the politics aren't great, the economics aren't great.
Mhm.
Eastern Europe in general is just like, you know, a bit grumpy as a society. And now that you mention it, I wonder if that their appreciation for like dark, aggressive music in some way like is because of those factors.
It may be, dude. It really might be. I really do feel like music is it's a way to release energy or express energy without like if you're upset and you listen to like heavy ass music, I feel like it's a way of kind of like disseminating the energy instead of like being a dick to somebody else. People would just be like, oh, listen to like some hard ass music or whatever, like go to the gym, release the energy. And then it's like, because that's another reason I feel like I produce like heavier stuff, because I actually didn't like consciously choose to like, okay, I'm making dark mid-tempo bass music. It was just like, what do I want to make? I was like, okay, I want something intense, and I kind of just felt it out. I was like, okay, yeah, this mid-tempo shit's really cool. I really dig mid-tempo. And I kind of just gravitated towards that naturally. So yeah, I feel like that would definitely be I'm sure there's like some data on that would definitely align with what you just said.
Yeah, or this is on YouTube. So if anybody listening is from Poland or Hungary or anywhere over in the Baltics, like Eastern Europe,
Let us know.
tell us. Yes.
Yes.
We have no idea what's going on. So you've been doing this for 4 years, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
About 4 years. That's crazy. Your shit sounds so good. It's like so big and juicy.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
And I don't want to give away all your secrets, but you referred me to Slap by Yum and Mr. Bill. And you also referred me to Punch. Is that how you say it?
Punch. Yeah, Pancz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Punch, I think.
Yeah, I ended up picking up both of those. Crazy. It's like a producer hack. Like those two are the closest plugins that I've gotten, aside from like maybe, Ozone, to just making something sound like huge with honestly like not that much effort put in.
Yeah.
Putting Slap on my drum bus or like my kick and clap, anything really, and being able to like tweak all the parameters just right there instead of layering on glue compressors and saturators and everything and like drum bus to get it to sound. And this one, they're just like, yep, I want it to be like that tight and put a little bit of noise on top and like distort it like this.
That Slap plugin is just so good. It's like, it's so controlled. It like you can really fine tune what you want to happen. And for me, like when I make a lot of like rhythmic based stuff, like faster stuff, and then sometimes I make other shit. But like for my rhythmic stuff, which has a lot of like bass plucks and fast moving parts, that Slap plugin is always being used. It's so good because there's so many options. Like I don't know if anybody watching doesn't know, it's like a transient shaper plugin, I guess, and it's got a bunch of other like little modules in there. But I mainly use it for the transients because it'll detect the transients of the sound, and then it also has like a transient little noise blip that it'll put there, and you can choose from it and shit. And then you can also, there's that knob where you can turn it and it like actually like shortens the sound. You know what I'm saying? Like it shortens the sound.
Yeah.
And that works really, really good for like, you can get some really cool plucky basses with like cool textures, even though like the original patch sounds messy. Like it can be like a sustain maybe, or like a not a pluck. And then you could put that on there, crank that knob, and then it's like you can get like a nice 16th note tight thing. But like, yeah, like you were saying with drums too, on claps, if you get that, like that pre-shifted instead of like you get like that, you know what I mean? That shit hits. And you can have like an over compressed sausage song, but still have like really nice transients that sound like dynamic in there. So yeah, highly recommend Slap and Punch. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's when you did the Dead Eyes remix for me and you sent it to me, it was the loudest one out of all the ones. And I was like, how did he get it this loud and make these transients sound so like clicky and punchy?
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, that's the answer as I found. I was going through your YouTube and you have a tutorial that you posted recently about making really juicy plucks and serum.
Yeah.
And like setting the a pitch envelope to the master.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I played around with that, and I ended up accidentally making just like a TRISEKT bass. I was like, did that, put some like trash 2 on it, and then put punch on it, and I was like, oh, I've just uncovered the secret
Dude,
sauce.
that was something. Here's my thing with the secret sauce is like, I want to hear more good music. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And like the secret thing is like, I guess I kind of get it. Like you got to have some stuff and, to like make yourself unique or whatever.
Hmm.
For the longest time, I mean, like you hear bass plucks in like almost every song ever, somehow, somewhere, or like a plucking type sound.
Yeah.
And when I first started, I was like, dude, why has nobody made like a cohesive, like, how do you get actual fat pluck basses? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's that shit at? And I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to learn it. And then I went, years later, whatever, I was like, okay, I figured it out. Like it has to do with like all these different things. And then there's like a couple plugins that are super good, but you can get it straight out of Serum with that like tune thing or whatever I did in the Matrix.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is good. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a YouTube video about it,
Hmm.
because I'm like, dude, this is money. Like, I feel like this would actually help out a lot of people. And also, like, little subtle things that I've always been like figuring out. I'm like, oh my God, that's like the professional touch that everybody fucking knows about, but I've never heard about. Like, it's not on the internet. Like, another one for me was kind of recent is like really using return tracks, put reverb on return tracks and having like a tiny small, what is it, like the decay time on it,
Hmm.
and just give that slight little like brightness in the high end,
Yeah.
and like that tiny little space, and like that like a little bit bigger, and you can make stuff sound wider. You can make it sound more like real and wet, and you can keep like the mono compatibility too, because you have that separate like return track. And I was like, dude, that just changed the game for me. Like, why have I not come across that, bro? Where's that shit at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna make another one on return track. Like, dude, secret sauce, here we go. I'm the motherfucking dude spilling the beans. I don't give a fuck about magician, never tells his tricks. I'm telling the tricks, man, because I don't know, I would appreciate it. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I understand why some people are protective about things just
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, well, this is like my thing. Like
Mhm.
if I tell everybody and everybody starts copying it, then suddenly like I guess everybody sounds like me, and then you're forced to innovate and evolve. Like what happened with Flume or something like that.
Mm.
And everyone's like, oh, like filtering saw waves, like making little flutter sounds. And he's like, all right, shit, I guess I have to like go do something else.
Mhm.
And we're not all Flume
Yeah.
and can't like consistently come up with like revolutionary sound design or
Dude, Flume is just nuts, man. It's so nuts.
but at the same time, like I think if you're serious about your craft and you're really committed, and if you really have something special to give in the first place, then helping other people out along the way isn't going to set you back.
Yeah. And for me, it goes back to like what I was talking about earlier. Like, I'm going to be dead in the ground,
Hmm.
rotting away. Am I going to give a shit about like my producer secrets that I like, you know what I mean? And I guess like, yeah, I got some producer secrets. I'm like the slight little things or whatever,
Hmm.
but like, I don't know, like the main stuff that like could actually help people make better music. When I'm, on my deathbed, I would rather like to think, oh, like, yeah, I did my best to like help people out, you know what I'm saying? Like with music production or like anything in general in life. And I didn't like bottle it all up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just how I feel personally. And that's kind of why I do the tutorials. And I want to make more for sure. I'm really trying now that I'm out, because I just told you like I was Nemesis Beatbox, you know what I'm saying? I had a YouTube channel for like 5 years as a kid.
Hmm.
And I love creating. I love making videos. I love learning how to edit stuff. I love learning how to take pictures and video and learning how to make music. I don't know. I love that. Just creating stuff is super fun for me.
Yeah.
And I've really been wanting to create content for a long time, like for music and stuff, and like make music videos. Shit, you have one. I saw that one. That was sick. That was a dope ass music video.
The old one.
Yeah, yeah. What song was it?
For you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was dope.
Thank you. That was in Vietnam, and I had like a surplus of money for the first time in my life, and I was like, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go commission a bunch of costumes and like buy a video team and like film a video.
Dude, I love the spontaneity of that. Just like, fuck it, music video, let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I love stuff like that, dude. It's just like spontaneous ideas that are just like, this might get like 10 views. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna put it out. I love that energy so much.
Yeah. I mean, just the act of doing it was so fun. Like going through, I got to like help with the design and watch everything come together, scout locations, like make a shot list. Like it really gave me an appreciation of like how much actually goes into creating like a semi decent music video. Like there's
Yeah,
so many moving parts.
dude, there is. Yeah.
Yeah, you get there, just like the process of it all is so much fun, and like chipping through it, and then like finally you have all the things and you're like, oh, now I have to edit this, which also
Yeah,
takes
yeah.
eternity. Really rewarding, really fun.
I've realized that with coming from music production and then like learning other shit, like a lot of stuff kind of translates a little bit. Like with editing photos, like I just started, like I just got this camera and I just started editing photos in like Lightroom,
Hmm.
and it's got shit in there like saturation. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's like the sense perceptions are like equivalent. It's like, oh, this is just making the picture warmer, just like it makes the sound warmer by like adding harmonics. And shit. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like little things like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it carries over. And then there's also like, you ever hear like the difference between like soft skills and hard skills? You ever hear that shit? Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of soft skills, like with just learning something in general, where it's like, okay, I took this time to like learn music production, and the act of learning takes like certain steps in your head that when you go to learn something else, you're applying the same type of stuff and you can like learn faster. So I realized like the more you create and the more you learn stuff, the more you can like learn stuff way faster. Because you like just repeat those neural pathways. I don't know what you want to call them, but
I mean, that's like the essentially what school is for, right? It's just like
yeah,
learning
yeah,
over and over and over so that you get good at learning things,
yeah, yeah.
theoretically at least. That's what that's what we should be doing, but results may vary